Shabbat Shalom from Temple Concord. This week our Torah portion has a really powerful example of how we should deal with people who are the other, people who we don't know, people who are strangers. So as the Torah portion opens, Abraham has just performed his own circumcision, which couldn't have been a pleasant experience. And he's recovering. He's sitting out on the front porch of his tent, sipping a mint julep and letting the day go by and healing and doing all right. And three strangers appear. And Abraham, who is himself physically clearly still uncomfortable, jumps out of his seat and goes right up to them and says, come on in, let me give you some food and drink. Clearly you're traveling and you're weary, let me help you. And he runs into the house and says, Sarah, I need your help, we need to serve them. And in fact, he treats these people beautifully. He didn't know who they were. He had no idea who they were. But he knew that his calling as a human being was to see the other as someone who is a potential friend, and that the other was somebody who was still the image of God. And so his immediate instinct was A, to give, and B, to see the best in the other person. And it's those two lessons, I think, that we need now more than ever. That so easily in our world we get disappointed, we get scared, we get afraid, and we're not willing to give, we're not willing to reach out, and we're not willing to extend ourselves. And the lesson of Abraham is clear. You have to extend yourself. That's how the world is made better, and it's how the world is made more whole. So Abraham extends himself, he gives food, and it turns out the three people aren't just three random people. They actually are messengers of God, and they inform Abraham and Sarah that they're going to have a child, and Sarah laughs because she's old. And the next thing you know, 9 months later, we have Isaac. The lesson for us is, when we see strangers, do we see fear or do we see possibility? And when we see an opportunity to reach out and connect with someone or stay in our own world, do we do the reaching out or do we recoil back? I think as Jews and as Americans and as humans, we need to do what Abraham did. We need to reach out to the person who we don't know. We need to connect with them. We need to give to them. That's how our world gets made better. When we reach out, when we extend, when we give, when we open ourselves up to the possibility, rather than closing ourselves off to the fear. I hope you'll join us for Shabbat services Friday evening. Our services will be at 6 o'clock here in the sanctuary. We'll be welcoming our Shirat Shalom singers, our children's choir. They always do a delightful service for us, and it's a wonderful family service where people of all ages can come together and pray and celebrate and enjoy the beauty of community. 6 o'clock Friday evening. Saturday morning we have services at 11, preceded of course by Torah study at 10 and text study at 9. And then things are pretty quiet because next week is Thanksgiving. So as we get ready to sit down at the table with our loved ones, I hope you'll do so with the messages of Abraham in mind and in heart and in soul. Be giving to others, trust others, reach out to others, and see how together, when we all do that, we can make our world more thankful and more whole. Shabbat Shalom for now. Look forward to seeing you at the temple.